women fight to be whores. I heard that on a podcast recently, a woman called Pearl. It's called Pearl Daily. Check it out. She pointed out that women are so crazy in the first half of their life, in the beginning of their life, young girls becoming women, that the only thing that they all agree to fight for is abortion and getting naked, right? Like legalizing their ability to show their stuff in public. And then, right, if they end up pregnant, right, having the right to deal with that on their own. These are two appalling things. But the thing that I want you to think about is, because this is what struck me after I heard it, I sort of laughed, and then I realized, no, that's 100% true. And so what do you do with a woman who's adamant when she's young that she has the right to abort her baby and get naked, and that's what really animates her, right? And sort of the point of Pearl Daily is to sort of highlight, in a very good-natured way, why women just get crazier and crazier. Like later in life, right, they get even crazier, especially if they haven't found a man. And then, you know, even older women have this going on. And so she does a very good job with it. But my point is, if you're going to get married, if you're going to put yourself in a position where there's actual legal, right, you are subject to certain whims of the law because you've made this agreement, well, then you better put yourself in the very best position you can get in. One of those is money. We talk about that a lot. On Young Men's Mentoring, we're going to get into how you make money on your own terms, so that you can live the life of a free man. This is nothing subjective, right? I mean, there are markers that tell you whether or not you're living the best life you can live. And one of those is that you're not stuck working for money for very long.
For the last 25 years or more, young men have heard a lot of crazy advice. Almost none of it good, most of it harmful. The trend was always toward greater acceptance of effeminacy. Look around you. How's that working in your world? The simple fact is there are problems only men can solve. That means the world is waiting for you to step up and get your shit together. Your reward is a life of meaning and achievement beyond anything you currently imagine, including wealth, friendships, female attention, respect. There's no currency of greater value. I set off to explore the world when I was 24 years old, and I haven't been off the road since. I've been lucky. I'm a 4-time national champion. I studied medicine with a mentor in the forest of Central America and got hired at top hospitals like Cleveland Clinic. I went to sea with a mentor, built my own boat, and lived on the water for 5 years, all because of mentors. When I needed mechanical skills, I found a mentor. When I became a writer for a major publisher, I hired mentors, selling $40 million in under 3 years. Because mentors give you the ultimate edge, and you're going to need it. If you're young, your biggest obstacles are confusion, distraction, and inexperience. Fortunately, there are solutions that give you power to move forward with clarity and focus. That's why you need to know about Young Men's Mentoring for the 2020s. Young Men's Mentoring for the 2020s is a one-on-one and group coaching mentorship where you and I and a couple of guys talk about things important to you. I even host live events at my Caribbean headquarters and my jungle hideout in Guatemala, where I lived for 10 years to study ancient healing practices. Each week I have a story and a lesson to share, but you get priority to ask me anything. It could be about family, money, an idea you have for your life or business, women and the dangers of dealing with young women today. Each month you'll hear from an expert who will talk about the fast path to things like financial security, business development, so you can learn and earn from anywhere. This is the stage in your life where you choose whether you're going to be a man or continue on your path to slavery. If you're seeing this message, you can count yourself lucky, but only if you take action. You will not get a better opportunity in life than the one right in front of you right now today. Join Young Men's Mentoring for 1 month for just $49, and I'll see you on the inside.
I talked in another video about the number one trait that any woman that you're going to end up with. My feeling is most of your young manhood you're going to spend finding women to have fun with. And that's good. You should do that. You should also decide as quickly as possible whether or not the woman in your life is for fun or for family, because it solves a lot of problems, right? Once you're clear on that. The trait that you look for once the days of having fun with any and every woman you can, the trait that you'll look for is that she promotes harmony in your household. If you want to have harmony in your household, you need to have leverage in certain areas. You need to have rock solid income, right? Maybe even so much income that she doesn't have thoughts about how she's going to leave. Or if she does, you already created a situation where, all right, you can leave, but you don't get to take any money with you. That's my money. I talk about that in another video. But let's say you can navigate between the rocks of these two very difficult positions, right? Getting fleeced by the woman that you fell in love with because she divorces you and takes everything, or being a sucker and being stuck in a situation where you're not much more than an ATM and she knows it and you know it too. Or maybe even she has the money and you're stuck not being able to live life, a rewarding life that's also involves a marriage to a good woman. What you look for is harmony. What you look for is a woman who can make and keep harmony in your home, right? Who understands that you have a rhythm and that you're going after things, that you get to do things on your own time and on your own terms, right? A lot of the harmony in the home comes from your wife, your woman, understanding that she comes second. It's not a popular stance. You won't get anybody in public, to agree that that's actually how things should be. Women will be up in arms, right? But you can't find married women who put themselves first. At least they're not married for very long. And so this is true. This is the damnedest truth that I'm telling you. Whoever you tie your life together with, if it's gonna work, it will work because she was willing and able to put herself second. This is how you create the kind of harmony that ends up with 20 years of successful marriage, and your children are all grown up and they were never damaged by mom and dad like splitting up because they decided they hated each other. Building a harmonious home. People ask me, like, why is marriage still worth doing? Like, is it still worth doing? If it is, why? Well, it is for one simple reason, because it's still the best outcome. If you can have a long, successful marriage with children, it's still the most satisfying outcome you can have in a relationship. It's very difficult. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There's never going to be a time when it's not difficult. But when you compare it to most of the other outcomes, like people growing old together without getting married. If you're not gonna have kids, why get married? Like, don't complicate your life. If you see guys who are bachelors, into their 70s and 80s, right? You can sort of decide for yourself if that's worth it. My feeling is you miss a lot if you do that. You kind of get that part out of your system and then figure out a way to have a really harmonious household. It's very worth it. This is the kind of stuff I love to get into on Young Men's Mentoring and really give you an older man's perspective on how you can set your life up to win, so that you're really in the best possible shape. You're getting done in 1 month what somebody else is taking 6 months to do. That's what we do in Young Men's Mentoring. Here I am on a beach in the Caribbean. We also hold live gatherings and events every month. Those of you who want to go fast, those of you who want the skills to succeed in manhood and in life, Young Men's Mentoring is the place for you. I did more because of my mentors in 10 years than most people do in a lifetime. In fact, I had years where I did more in a single year than most people will do in their entire adult lives. From sailing to boat building to medicine to world travel, learning language, going about my merry way all over the globe, living life on my terms because I had mentors who helped me put my life together the way I wanted, the way that was best for me. And to, in many ways, just leapfrog a lot of the struggles and troubles that are just, people think it's just part of life. It's like, well, what if it wasn't? What if you had somebody older really show you how you could navigate and manage your life in such a way that you just had a massive advantage over everybody around you? That's Young Men's Mentoring. Check it out, and I'll see you on the inside. That's enough out of me. We like to say here, Young Men's Mentoring. Don't leave home without it.